Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and today I'm going to be reviewing the ToughBuilt Folding Jab Saw. So this is a product of Lowe's, made by ToughBuilt, which I believe is a Lowe's product. This is the let me bring it so I can see it. The H4S5-23FU. Wow, that says a mouthful too. It's with products and horrible names. So this is a jab saw. So this is usually for people in construction or are doing electrical or plumbing work, and they have to put holes in drywall or to cut drywall down or to put in electrical boxes. But there's other uses for this. So this one is a 6-inch drywall blade. It's got 3 sets of teeth for each one. So it only cuts in one direction, which is in, and then it's smooth coming out. So why am I doing another strange saw? Well, this is actually pretty utilitarian as far as I'm concerned. It's got a little button on the back here that says fold. You can press that down and you can fold the 6-inch blade away. So that's kind of cool. Got this big hole in the back if you want to use a lanyard, which I suppose if you're near a ceiling or doing something overhead, you can put a lanyard through, put it around your arm, so if you drop it, it's not going to smash you in the head, and you won't drop on the ground and not have to go all the way down the ladder to go all the way back up. So that's about that. It's got a nice little design to it, but the blades are interchangeable. That's exactly what these are down here. So it comes with 4 blades and a little tote thing, little storage container. And the blades, the hole in the back of the blade fits in this little pivot hole here and just sits nice and pretty on top. So it comes with a little holder. So if you need to bring some sawzall blades with you that are about 6 inches, that'll be fine. So what do we have here? Going in size order by type of teeth. This is the ToughBuilt wood, 6 teeth per inch. So for every inch is 6 teeth. So obviously this is very coarse. This is for cutting wood. Strange how that makes sense, but it does. So wood as in lumber, wood as in trees, firewood. Say if you need to notch one piece of wood to another in order to make part of a cabin or cooking stand or something. Instead of having to chop away with your bushcraft knife, you can actually use something like this. Next size is a one for plastic. Sorry if that got really blown out there. 10 teeth per inch. So it's a little bit finer. This is more for plastic, like PVC, like PVC plumbing. If you're maybe in an urban environment, you need to cut up pipes in order to fix it or to scavenge it and put it somewhere else. 10 TPI will work. Okay. Next up is a 14 tooth per inch multi. Multi is, again, it's fine for plastic. It'll do some fine woods. You can do hose with it, rubber hose, like garden hose can be cut by it, things of that nature. So it's a little bit more multi-purpose. And then comes the really fine one. So the higher the number, the finer it gets. This is metal, 24 TPI, so teeth per inch, 24 little teeth per inch. So metal, so copper would probably come up a little bit. So you have to take your time with copper. But steel piping, steel bracketry, it's kind of like a hacksaw blade. So that's relatively what it is. It's a hacksaw blade that you can put on a sawzall, or in this case, this tool. And I'm going to show you how, and I'm going to show you some things to watch out for. It's not a bad tool at all, but it's got some weird stuff going on here. So I'm going to pull this back. Let's see if I get it to show up on the screen here. Yeah, blade release. I'm going to press this back and the blade can come out. That part's obviously a weird blade. And I think it's just for looks at that point. So let's put on the metal blade for poops and giggles, right? I'm going to pull back this, stick that in the front here until it can't go any farther. Let go of this and give it a good pull. It doesn't go anywhere, so it's locked in. So now you have a metal cutting blade on there. So whatever you use the most of, you can put on there. Nice little feature on this, when you pull back, since the blade is completely hidden on the inside, it drops down just a little bit, and then you have to manually bring it the rest of the way. And it's a positive click, so you can just cut away as needed. Now, there's one way to get rid of my calluses. So that's how they all work. You know, pull this back, and it pops right out. But there's a little bit of a weirdness with this. They can tell you it can use most is the key word, sawzall blades or reciprocating blades. So, got at my selection of assorted blades. Most of them are Dewalt because they came from a kit. And let me take a couple of Dewalts out and whatever else is mixed in here. So here we go. We got some Dewalts in a couple different sizes. And I got some Lenox, which is more like a, this is extra sharp wood plastic pruning. So it's like a multi-tip blade. It's really good for outdoor metals and such, outdoor plastics I should say, and wood. And it's really long. So this is a 9-inch. I can't tell if that says 6 or 8. I think it's a 6. So 6 teeth per inch. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one in just a moment. Let me put this to the side. Clearly I wasn't prepared for this. And this is a Dewalt, 6 teeth per inch. So again, it's an outdoor style blade for wood, even ones with some nails in it. And this long one, which is also Dewalt clearly. This is a 9-inch. This is 14 teeth per inch, so metal. Little I-beams, angle brackets. It's a hacksaw blade, essentially. Now, remember I said it fits most hacksaw blades. And the reason I say most is because of this. We're going to take a little bit of a close look up here of these 3 hacksaw blades. Well, close enough. These 3 blades. Okay. Okay, so they all have this little notch coming off the end. They all have a hole, and they have this little square section. But Dewalt, it's kind of rounded. And that actually turns out to be a problem. And so that's squared off on that end. That one's round, that one's half semi-round, half circle kind of thing. So this is where it gets interesting. So we know this one works, but I'm going to do it again just so you can tell. I'm going to pull this back, stick that in there. It's nice and solid. Okay, so we know that works because it's one of the brands that come with it. Let's try the Dewalt. Try the hacksaw blade. Pull this back again, stick it in the slot in the front, and pull. Interesting. Maybe I didn't line it up properly, and I thought this is what my problem was for a long time. So that's where it needs to go. I could even push that forward. It doesn't lock. What is going on here? Let me try the shorter blade. Maybe it's just something wrong with that one blade. Actually, you can see how I tested on this one too. Put that in. It doesn't lock. The Dewalt blades, no matter what Dewalt blade I try, it doesn't work. But this Lenox blade does work. I'll show you. It's on, and it's not coming out. So, that one works. There's a downside to a 9-inch blade though. You can't fold it. If you fold it, you get that. However, that is not a hard issue to fix. sort of. You can pull this apart, take the screws out of it, pull it apart. Of course, there's that one screw at the end, which would be a problem, but the rest of it shouldn't be too bad. And if you carve out that little slot, you can put a longer blade in, it would just stick out the bottom. So if this was sitting upright in your pack, you should be fine. I wouldn't put it downwards in your backpack. Up would be fine. I've done that same modification on another one, and I'll show you just a moment. Okay, so can't put a really long blade in because it gets stuck like that. So let me take this out. See, it's locked again, so I need to open it up, undo the lock, and I'm going to pop the blade out. And I'll put this one back in for ships and giggles here. Okay. Apparently, there we go. Apparently I'm having a hard time lining that up when I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's in there. I'm going to fold it. Folds nicely and folds inside. And then it's all hidden. So it's one nice big piece. So, what other options are there? Here's one I keep in my emergency kit in the car. You can see this one's got a Dewalt blade in it. This is a Makita. I don't know if there's any information about what the part number on this is. I have to try to figure this out. But I modified this one. So you can see how the hacksaw blade, and there's now a V shape at the bottom. That's pretty much what you're doing. So let me open this up. This one's got the button on the back. It doesn't drop out. You have to kind of force it out. And that's got a lot of play in it. That's the reason I don't use it very often. It's for emergencies. I'll pop this out. Clearly see I've used it. There we go. Let's put a long Lenox one in for fun stuff, right? I don't know. Yep. Help if I put it in the right orientation. Maybe not. Okay. Alright, after a little bit of fiddling, because I struggled with it, because this is a much older tool, there is the 14 TPI 9-inch inside the Makita, in the Milwaukee handle. So this will fit the Dewalt. I actually could not get the Lenox to work. So if you buy any tool like this, you're going to have to bring one of the blades with you to match it up with something else, unfortunately. I guess that's how they try to keep them proprietary. Anyway, so I'm going to fold this blade down. And hey, look at that. You can see that it's through the back. It's not perfect, and it can come out a little bit, make a lot of noise and rock around. But you could do something like that, so if you have an odd-sized blade, you could allow it to come out the back. So, it is what it is. But that is a modification you could do to that if you wanted to. But, yeah, I'll try to find a link for this old Milwaukee. I think it's a jab saw as well. So, we shall see. This one's a little bit different anyway, because you got to press that button there. But it's solid, but it moves. There's a lot of play in the blade on the Milwaukee, which is not found on this one. There's almost no movement on it. It's a lot less than the other. But you have to be careful what blades you put on it. So do not use Dewalt. They don't work. Even though that's yellow, a Dewalt, at least none of the Dewalt ones I have will work. But if you have a Lenox, it'll work. So again, if you're doing something like this, you have to check on those blades, make sure they fit before you buy them, if you can. Most stores that sell tools like these will help you out with them. On a side note, the way this is made and how it's straight, this is for jabbing into drywall. You could, in theory, if you had to, and this is only an emergency, but you can throw some like paracord or some kind of cordage through here and get a stick or a branch or something that's straight enough, wrap it around both sides, and hey look, now you have a spear. And of course you could always You know, if you have tools at your disposal, you can use some of the old blades to make whatever you need. But it has some opportunity to do all sorts of things that you may not have thought of in the beginning. So ToughBuilt is a Lowe's product. I'll link, put a link in the description for them and for Amazon if I find it on Amazon. I haven't looked, but I will take a look shortly. I also will leave you the Milwaukee, even though the review is not about the Milwaukee, just so you know what I compare things to. And just to give you a warning about, don't use the Dewalt blades with this one. So those are the only ones I found so far that don't work. But again, you have to check them. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. Any links in the description are affiliate links, and the disclaimer is at the very bottom. And I will also leave the link for Lowe's. I'm not an affiliate with them. I just like some of their products, and that the store is about a mile down the road. So all that'll be in the description. And if anything here interests you, please like and follow, because there'll be more coming soon. Thank you for watching, and have a glorious day.